Welcome back to the Dot News. Back-to-back videos. Back-to-back. I'm trying so hard. Today we're gonna talk about GoFundMe potentially and allegedly stealing from donators that donated to the honking or the truck gathering that's going on right now in Canada, where they're protesting against the mandates. It is alleged that GoFundMe has taken the money and just donate wherever they want to. Story number 2, Joe Rogan under fire for saying the N-word. But is he actually under fire? All that and more on today's episode on the Dat News. So the honking or the truck gathering that's taking place right now in Canada currently is a response to the vaccine mandates that Canada has been under for 2 years now. And people in Canada seem to be tired and done with the mandates, especially the truckers. So the truckers decided to take a stand, and they've been clogging up most of the highways coming in and out of Canada, I believe. I could be wrong there. A lot of people in America, a lot of people in Canada supported these truckers and decided to donate their hard-earned money they've been making these couple of years to help support these truckers, so they wouldn't have to worry about feeding their families or going hungry or whatnot, because they would have money to help supply them throughout this trying time. Well, GoFundMe allegedly decided to donate $9 million of the donations that civilians had done for these truckers, which sounds like stealing to me, especially since they're donating the money to charities of their choice, which is like absurd. How can you take money that people donated for a specific cause and then use that money to then donate to causes that you decide is allowed to happen? That seems like tyranny to me. It seems like a gross form of overstep. You know, and this comes in the back of the current U.S. president trying to tell Spotify what they should do with Joe Rogan. I'm with the truckers. I stand with the truckers. I hope that the truckers get their money. I hope that the truckers find another way or another system to get their money. They have my support. I will encourage any person that watches the video to please support the truckers, because they are fighting for more than just the mandates. They are fighting for the civil rights of all Americans and all Canadians, but mostly all Canadians. But their movement is moving the world, and this is very important. On to the next news. Joe Rogan, big fat bald head. Put a big fat bald head right here. Man, I'm a big fan of the Joe Rogan podcast. It really inspired me into getting into podcasts and just to making YouTube videos in general. So when I speak about Joe, I am biased when it comes to Joe Rogan, you know. And with that being said, Joe Rogan's under fire for saying the N-word. The context of the N-word being used is that he was using it as a quote of what someone else was saying. So he wasn't using it as an insult or derogatorily when he was using the word. He has been under fire, but if you go to his comment section, overwhelmingly, all the comments are positive, and people are still supporting him. And I think Joe Rogan right now is just in the crossfire to see if he can get canceled. He also has 2 paths in front of him, at least 2 paths that I can see. There's probably more paths in front of him. He's in a state of animation where the 2 paths he chooses would decide how people view him from now on. Because on one side, he can choose to do potentially the easy thing, what I think many would describe as the easy thing. It wouldn't be easy either, and cave in and decide not to talk about specific things that governments don't want anyone to talk about. And he would be labeled a coward if he were to do this. The hard thing to do, because he will continue to be harassed by all the tech giants and the media networks that exist. Is to continue doing the podcast Ice is doing it, and to continue fighting the good fight, because he has a lot of supporters behind him, and I support him And I wish and I hope he chooses to continue the good fight. We need Joe Rogan. We need Joe Rogan to keep pushing out voices that are important. Thank you. Podcast. I have a 2-hour podcast. Go check that out. Here's a second video. Let me know if you guys can find any topics you'd like me to speak about. I'm just gonna, whatever I see is popping on the timeline is basically what I'm gonna talk about. I'm gonna see how the views do for about a month and then see if I'm gonna keep it a constant thing. But for now, day to day, I'm gonna try to hit every major thing I can find. I was gonna talk about Whoopi Goldberg, but that was last week. Or yeah, I think last week or the beginning of this week. So I don't wanna use all the news. Thank you for coming to Ladat News. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for all the friends and family that have been hitting me up with amazing comments. I'm genuinely happy, and I'm going to continue trying to pump out the content that I am now.